Hi, hello and welcome. Welcome back to another Onkruid video. Welcome back to a video where we use the paladin with his upgraded weapon. Just made it. Let's get straight into it. All we need now for weapons is the new arcane weaver weapon. And we need some tin for that, quite a lot actually. So we are back to the map where we can find tin, which is I believe only the final map. Yep, it's only the final map. Curse 25 should be a-okay. Let's get straight into it. I'm gonna turn down the volume on my end a little bit, but that should not influence what you guys hear. And then let's go. We have Radiant Light. A shining light in the direction you're aiming at, hitting enemies, dealing damage and applying exposed. Sounds extremely strong, to be honest. I don't necessarily know if we actually checked whether this is the right rune build. We might still have 9 rune points, 2, 4, 2, so that's exactly 9 indeed. So this is not a 10 runic power unlocked build yet, but I think we're gonna be able to clear out most of the enemies with the greatest of ease, even without that final runic point invested. What I'm gonna focus on in this video, talking. I have a little bit of an ache on my tongue, which makes it a bit hard to talk, and also additionally I haven't recorded in a while. Even more additionally, I feel like I have not recorded Soulstone Survivors in probably at least 2 weeks, I can imagine. Yeah, it's gonna have to have been at least 2 weeks. Also, I haven't been recording that much Noita anymore. It's been a lot of Diablo 3 lately, really. And then also some other projects like the videos about the Worrying Book, a lot of editing, and just a lot of real life stuff and work stuff in between. Feels great to be back though. I definitely still want to go for that goal of achieving 100 episodes in this game. That is still something I set out to do right from the get-go, so I'm definitely going to keep that goal in mind because it is in line with my values, and those are the goals you have to go for in life. 100 Soulstone episodes. It shouldn't be too difficult, you know. I just need to invest the time. Might, you can't go wrong with some might. And investing the time is of course where the bottleneck is coming in lately, but I'm sure that in the future we will be a-okay with investing some more time into it. Let's go for Venomous. Let's go for none of these. Frailty. They updated some of the effects or some of the UI a little bit again, I think. Shockwave. Shockwave sounds interesting, but I'm looking for Flurry. Flurry will be nice. Flurry is like a classic skill you can never go wrong with. It's of course hard to see right now because of the graphic settings we are playing on, but I would rather have some high FPS if possible. Allows me to dodge a bit quicker. A bunch of things have of course happened since the last time I recorded this game, but I don't even remember when the last time was, so I can't update you guys in chronological order. So let's just start from what happened right this weekend. We had a nice, really awesome family weekend together with my family in like the south part of the country, which is a very nature focused part of the country, very picturesque, old, nostalgic. Arcane power, sure. Just like a little ancient vibe, a bit of a medieval vibe, if you will. Yeah, it's definitely some medieval vibes in there. Takes you back to simpler times, and I think that's like the main thing I'm taking away from this weekend, is that sometimes it's so nice and absolutely okay, but just so nice and awesome to slow it down a little bit. Slow down the life a little bit. Don't always feel like you need to be productively recording a video, or you have to be playing games with your friends, or you have to be working, or you have to be on top of things with work, and you have to have every report finished as soon as the conversations are over almost. No. Let the things pile up again a little bit, and just make room in your life, make space in your agenda, in your schedule for the simple things. A nice little walk, playing a little game together with your friends and family, drinking a nice local pint of beer that you've never experienced before, and really paying attention to all the flavors. Just like the actual simplest things in life. That slow living. Enjoy each other's company, enjoy the beautiful food, and especially in nature, right? While walking, you can look around. If you ignore all the trash and roadside dumping that people do, It's such a beautiful experience. Hear the birds chirping. It's really just mindful walking. Mindful gaming, mindful walking. We try to do everything mindful here on the Onkruid channel. Thermal shock, thank you. And there we go. First 2 bosses, easy enough. I think in general, not many of the challenges that this game will propose to us in the future are actually gonna be challenging. I think we're gonna be able to just figure it all out nicely and slowly but surely, in a clean manner, just calm and collected, complete the goal of recording 100 episodes. So yeah, that's what happened. I read a lot as well. On the way there, I finished another book by Dirk de Wachter, famous Dutch psychiatrist and also a bit of a philosopher, a little bit at least. Yeah, for sure, he doesn't call himself that, but I think he's just a great thinker. Maybe that's a bit of a better description. Impending Doom, yes sir. We need debilitating poison still, but we already have quite a potent build on our hands. That was an amazing book. A classic book by him, as always. He does repeat himself quite a lot in all of his books, but I think that's a-okay. Exactly because of the fact that he repeats himself so much and that I have read most of his books, I feel like I really know how he thinks. There's a bunch of scholars that can tell you like, oh yeah, this philosopher thought about this and this and this and he thought this about those subjects. I think for Dirk de Wachter, I kind of can do that a little bit about some of the subjects that life throws at us. And exactly the thing I just talked about, the simple living, slowing everything down a little bit, that's something he talks about a lot. He talks about, for example, that society has become a speedboat. The speedboat's name is Tina. There is no alternative. So everybody needs to be on that speedboat, needs to be striving for greatness and more and faster and greater. And people that can't, they fall out of the boat and they come to him. They come to him to tell him like, you know, I'm burnt out, I'm depressed, I don't want to do this anymore, I don't want to live in this rat race, it's not for me. And his advice is exactly like, step out of it for a second. Or not even for a second, just don't participate in that. Of course, it's easier said than done because you still need money and stuff, and having a job in this capitalistic environment is essential to gathering some financial stability. A roof over your head, some food on the table, and maybe a little bit of warmth even, if at all possible. It's all kind of basic necessities in our Western society, not everywhere in the world, but you need to invest in the corporate machine, sell your soul a little bit to achieve those things, sadly. Unless if you make Soulstone Survivors videos for a living and everybody enjoys that and donates to your Patreon, then of course you're not selling your soul at all, but you're just living in line with your values and making a quick buck from that. Which would be beautiful, of course, but don't have a Patreon page, and I don't know if I would feel comfortable getting a lot of money from you guys, which is just like the social acceptable answer to say, and the real answer is please donate money to me. It would be amazing to justify the time spent on some of these YouTube videos instead of just working or reading about new stuff or practicing for trivia quizzes. Definitely something I need to get back into more and more, because I realize that I don't know jack shit about trivia and about the world and about actors and about food and about art and about architecture. There's still so much about the world for me to discover, and if I really want to be a valuable asset to our short-term memory loss team, which is the name of our team, it's called STML. If I really want to be a valuable asset or just of any value at all, I will definitely need to study a bit more and make sure that I also remember a lot of the quizzes I participate in. That little wound on my tongue is really just destroying my recording efforts. It feels annoying to talk. I hope it's gonna be a bit better by tomorrow, because my job as a clinical psychologist or a therapist is all about talking. So, well, it's not all about talking, it's more about listening than talking, to be honest. And listening in certain manners. Hopefully manners that are a bit different from the way normal people or people normally listen to each other. Because otherwise I would not feel comfortable taking that much money from them. Yeah, no, really being attentive to a non-judgmental way of listening, for example, which is something that a lot of people I think struggle with. We humans are easy to judge. which is something I noticed in the quiz we had with our family this past weekend. As soon as you don't know an answer and somebody on your team knows the answer, guaranteed there's gonna be stuff like, oh, come on, how can you not know that? You should know this, you definitely should know this. I thought you were the quiz man, how do you not know this? And that just, ugh, that doesn't butter my egg roll, those kinds of things, you know? I would much rather stay around humble people when it comes to quizzes. That's why, for example, when my girlfriend joined us, I knew jack shit. I know that she probably knows even a little bit less because it's just all, or most of it is useless trivia information, so there's no reason for her to know it. But instead of being like, oh look, we knew this question and you didn't, haha, I was always just like, and did you know this one? No? Oh no, me neither, that's okay. Such a way more fun approach, both for me and for her, probably, I think for everybody participating. Because it also makes you very insecure, and having some security, having some confidence in yourself is so important when doing a quiz, because otherwise once you start doubting, you never stop doubting, and you can't like be confident about any answer in the future, and that is detrimental for sure. Some more fateful strikes, please. How are we doing on stacking? Are we actually applying a lot of hits? I think we are. I definitely think we are. Our flurry is helping. I saw a boss's HP bar just disappear, even though he was just still at half of the way there. Look at that. Look at it go down. Beautiful. What else was fun past weekend? My niece announced that her and her boyfriend bought a house, which is absolutely amazing. Big congrats to them. It's really great for them. It also sounded like just a nice house at a nice place. Located in a nice place in the country, pretty close to the parental house where I grew up in, and it's something they can be proud of for sure. They've been together for quite a while, quite a stable relationship, I do believe, so it's fun. It's fun to hear them really settling down together, you know. Me and my girlfriend, we have kind of been living together for the past 6 years, maybe 7 almost, probably, and sure, we have a blast together. Does it feel like settled? I think so. Even though we haven't bought a house ourselves, we are renting together for a while already. You know, I think that already feels like we settled in a little bit, because I think that regardless of the context where you are residing in, whether it's like a small 1-bedroom apartment, whether it's a mansion, I think just the way you communicate with each other, you deal with each other, and you go about living together, that's what really makes you feel like you are settled in or not. And I feel like we are settled. We have our shit together a little bit. Sure, we still have our differences, we still have our little discussions, but all in all, it's just great. And I think we definitely have it planned on the agenda in the probably a bit in the future, because it's quite an investment. You have to make, ooh, that's new, skip active skills. That's gonna help us out a lot. Let's banish some of these ones. I'm not looking for defensive skills. I should have banished way earlier, because we're almost at the last level up for this run probably, but still. It's the thought that counts, right? Right. What else was fun this weekend? We ate spaghetti the first night, which is a tradition. We always have spaghetti on the first night, barbecue on the second night, and then there is no third night. And that's maybe a little bit the only sad part, and that's a great characteristic of an occasion if that's the only sad part, but the fact that it ended so soon. It felt even shorter than previous years, because I think it was even more fun. We had a really nice vacation home to stay in. We had some nice walks. The weather on the second day where we did our big 13-kilometer walk was absolutely perfect. Some nice sunlight, some vitamin D in there. Just 1 or 2 tornadoes and hurricanes, but other than that, like really just some nice weather. The sun was shining and so were we, you know, and it was very welcome. And it was a bit unexpected, because the weather the days before and the weather the days after our little weekend, absolutely dog shit. Absolute hot trash, and not even hot trash, just like ice cold, rainy, snowy trash. So nothing to write home about, that's for sure. But the weather on that second day in our vacation, that was definitely something to write home about, in my opinion, because that was absolutely perfect. There we go, 162 tin collected. Beautiful stuff. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.